SubhanAllah, the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, beautiful hadith I told you in Sahih Bukhari. If the son of Adam ﷺ had a valley full of gold, he would desire to have 2 valleys. For nothing fills his mouth except dust, and then Allah will forgive whoever repents to him. Basically, greed it continues, it increases, it enlarges until you put a stop to it, until you think, stop for a short moment of time and think, where are you heading towards? What's this greed going to lead me to? And then there's another hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, the Prophet ﷺ said, by Allah, it is not poverty that I fear for you, but I fear that this world will be spread out in front of you as it was spread out in front of those before you, and then you will vie for it as they vied for it, and it will destroy you as it destroyed them. Dunya will destroy people. The Prophet said in one hadith, إِنَّمَا الدُّنْيَا حُلْوَةٌ خَضِرَةٌ. The dunya from the apparent is very sweet and green. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مُسْتَخْلِفُكُمْ فِيهَا فَيَنْظُرَ كَيْفَ تَعْمَلُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make you the vice regents, the khulafa in this world, to test you what you do. فَاتَّقُوا الدُّنْيَا. So beware of the world and beware of the fitan of women. فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. Because the Banu Israel were destroyed because of wealth, because of the women. The fitan of women. And there's another hadith of the Prophet ﷺ in which he says, this is in Bukhari Muslim, I mentioned to you this hadith before, look at those who are lower than you, and do not look at those who are higher than you in terms of worldly wealth, worldly possessions. That is more likely to prevent you underestimating the blessings of Allah on you. Look at so many blessings that we have every single day. The ability to see, the ability to hear, the ability to walk, to talk, to grasp things. The ability to take a morsel of food from the plate and put it in your mouth. Look at the people who can't even do that. And thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The incident which I mentioned to you about the blessing of one eye. So remember that incident. Another hadith of the Prophet ﷺ in which he said, 3 things follow a dead person: his family, his property, and his actions. 2 of them go back, and 1 remains. His family and his property go back. All of the things that you had amassed, they are all there in the dunya. But the only thing that remains are your actions, are your amal. But what have we done for the akhir? This dunya, look at the phase of this dunya, it's between 2 non-existing realms. The spiritual realm and the interspatial life, barzakh life. And then we have this life in between, dunya, which is temporal. But what have we done for the akhir, which is forever? In another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل. Be in this world as if you are a stranger or a traveler on the road. You're a traveler, you have a destination in mind. You don't start to engross yourself at the service station, spending hours on end, cleaning it, tidying it up, because your focus is on what? The destination. What is our destination? Our destination is Jannah. Our destination is the Akhirah. Be focused. And then Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anhu used to state, إذا أمسيت فلا تنتظر الصباح وإذا أصبحت فلا تنتظر المساء وخذ من صحتك لسقمك ومن حياتك لموتك. In the evening, do not anticipate it for the morning. Don't say, well, I'm going to do tawbah in the morning. Don't delay. Don't anticipate the dunya. Don't anticipate for the next time, because remember that next time might not come. When you are in the morning, don't wait for the evening. When you're in the evening, don't wait for the morning. Take from your health for your illness. When you're ill, you say, oh, if only I'd prayed, given something in sadaqah, if only I'd done this, I'd done that. Someone becomes paralyzed, na'udhu billahi min dhalik, and then has regret with him. If only I did this, I did that. So utilize your good health that Allah has given you as an aman. And from your life for your death. Don't be like those people who will say to the angels, grant us respite, let us go back to the dunya. We'll become good Muslims again. We'll follow the injunctions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll pray our namaz on time. We'll be content with whatever little we may have. And spend the rest of the time in the dhikr of Allah. We will have our hearts with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't be like those people because they will never return back. Take from your life for your death. It is a one-way journey. And then there's a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, subhanallah, something that we claim. There was a person who came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, Messenger of Allah, by Allah, I love you. I have your mahabba. Maut bi qabool hai. You know what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said? This is in Tirmidhi Sharif. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, be careful of what you say. Be careful of that claim. He said, by Allah, I love you. He said that 3 times. The Prophet ﷺ then said, if you love me, then prepare yourself for poverty. Poverty comes swifter to the one who loves me than a flood to his destination. How distant we are from the Prophet ﷺ, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are scared of having a little. Whereas Allah puts barakah, if you're content with a little, Allah puts barakah in that. Barakah doesn't mean having £1,000 in bank balance. Barakah means you have £100 that suffices for a person and equates to £1,000. You can do with £100 what you could have done with £1,000. That's barakah. That's what Allah puts into the wealth of the people who are content, who are happy. Spend the time in the dhikr of Allah. Pray the namaz on time. Wake up for Fajr Salah. The first thing the Prophet ﷺ said, may Allah put barakah for people who pray their Fajr Salah and then go to trade. Go to the shops. That's why all the ulama who had a trade, who used to work, they used to go in the early hours of the morning. Imam Jalaluddin al-Mahalli, Imam Shani mentions, he used to go early in the morning after Fajr Salah. He used to sell, he was a cloth merchant. He used to go in the bazaar, and when he earned enough for that day, he used to close his shop, go direct to the masjid and start teaching. Okay, so then Allah, the incident of Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala, once Zayd ibn Arqam radiallahu ta'ala mentions that we were sat with Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala, and he asked for water. Water was given to him. When he put it near his mouth and he drank a sip from it, he tasted honey within it. It was mixed with honey. Look at their khawf. He began to cry profusely. He wept and wept and wept until Zayd ibn Arqam said, all of us became silent. And we also cried together after that, until we became silent. But Hazrat Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala continuously cried. And then someone from amongst us asked him, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, what makes you cry? He said, I was with the Prophet ﷺ one day and he was pushing something from in front, pushing something away from in front. I could not see the object or the thing that was being pushed away. So I inquired, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is it that you are pushing away from in front of you? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the dunya came to be personified like an old woman with ornaments, jewelry on it. So I pushed it away from me. Oh dunya, go away from me. So the dunya went, but it came back to tell me that you have today saved yourself from me, you have detached yourself from me, from the dunya, but tomorrow your ummah will not be able to detach themselves from you. They will be engrossed in the dunya. And I fear that this water that I've been given which has honey mixed into it, that is part of the dunya. That's their khawf.